Assalamualaikum, we are from Group C, will present on the Islamic financial system in Kazakhstan of 10 aspects such as history, asset, governance, institutions, banking, takaful, sukuk, market, wakaf or zakat, and the last is the prospect. But before that, I would like to tell a little bit about Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan's country originates the Kazakh, which means traveler or independence. The capital of Kazakhstan is Astana, which means a big city. It's the large non-marine country and the large 9 nations in the world. The official language for Kazakhstan is Kazakh and Russia language. The ethnic Kazakh, who consists of the half of the populations, will have a Muslim population of about 70% of the total population in Kazakhstan. Most of the people Kazakh ethnic Sunni from the Hanafi Islam brought by Arabs to Kazakhstan and arrived in this area for the first time in the 18th century. Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Atira binti Kamaruzaman. I will present about history of Islamic finance systems in Kazakhstan. In 2009, Kazakhstan passed the first Islamic banking law, become the first CIS country to promote Islamic financial growth. The development is still in its infancy and is expected to grow slowly in the years ahead. The governance is increasingly committed to building a supportive environment in Kazakhstan for Islamic finance. Kazakhstan has joined the list of the countries that have amended their law to make Islamic banking and finance simpler. Current Islamic banking and finance regulations emerged not for the Islamic painful, but from multinationals pursuing a competitive marketplace from top down. Kazakhstan represents North expressions. Approximately 65% of its population is Muslim, at least by name. It is, however, a secular state with a relatively strong record on religious freedom. Islamic banking and finance regulations were drafted with the help of a major multinational law firms and enacted in 2009. The influential president of the country released an edict calling for the use of Islamic finance as a tool to gain more development capital. As the policy measures that have been carried out are able to establish clear legal and regulatory structure for Islamic finance, there are two Islamic banks that are fully functions in the Kazakhstan: Al-Hilal Bank and the Zaman Bank, which is really a commercial bank but obtains permissions from Bank Negara Kazakhstan and BK to convert to Bank Islam in 2016. Communications of the transactions is given an Arabic name such as a sukuk certificate, symbolic its stand compliance with Islamic finance.
Asset account of Islamic banking in Kazakhstan is less than 1%, which only 0.08% compared to conventional banking, which 99.92%. Islamic banking assets starting with rapid growth in 2011 to Kazakhstan 11 million from Kazakh 6 million in 2010, which is 71.6% increase. But next year, 2013, the growth rate of Islamic asset is just Kazakh 12 million, which 7.7% increase. In 2014 and 2016, data had a negative trend of about 20%, but in 2015 and 2017, Islamic banking rose to Kazakhs 26 million, 89%, and Kazakh million, which is 83.7% respectively. However, we must aware the fact that Islamic finance is broader than Islamic banking. The growth of Islamic assets in financial began in 2010 with a value of asset is 0.043 billion US dollar. Subsequently, asset growth show an increase in 2011 and 2012 of 0.074 billion US dollar and 0.08 billion US dollar respectively. 2014 show a sharp decline to 0.078 billion US dollar from 0.113 billion dollar in 2013. Total Islamic financial assets in 2015 were the highest, where their assets reached 0.148 billion US dollar before again reaching a sharp decline in 2016 was 0.61 billion US dollar.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I am Nurul Shabatin and now I will present the point of government in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a cross-country, most of which is part of Central Asia and a small of Eastern Europe. The info that you have to know is Kazakhstan was the home of Al-Farabi, an Islamic philosopher who was in the power of the Abbasid dynasty, which its name is Abu Nasir Muhammad bin Al-Farabi. The population of Kazakhstan is about 50,753,460 people. Did you know, actually, Turkish and Mongol is the largest ethnic group in Kazakhstan? So now, I will present to you the composition of religious converts in Kazakhstan. The composition of religious converts in Kazakhstan is 70.2% is the higher percent of Muslims, 26.6% is Christian, 0.1% is Buddhist, 0.2% is Jewish, and 2.8% is atheist. The ruling Abbasid dynasty in Iraq dominated the territory of Kazakhstan until 12th century. For your information, the shift from a socialist order economy to a free market capitalist economy, poor practice standards, weak law enforcement capabilities, distorted or inaccurate stock market information, and a lack of quality civil professionals are some of the potential causes for such a regime. Developing better governance practice will boost investor confidence in publicly listed companies, and Kazakhstan will grow more rapidly. Governance that practice better will improve the country's reputation such as Kazakhstan. There are several countries that are conducting research on the state of Kazakhstan on its governance. For the example, Malaysia sees Kazakhstan is a good example because of the great potential of development sector.
Next, institution. Nowadays, Kazakhstan has two Islamic banks, which is Abu Dhabi Al-Hilal Bank was the first bank to operate in Kazakhstan in 2010. Next, in 2017, the Zaman Bank became the second Islamic bank when it's converted from conventional bank to an Islamic bank after 27 years of operation. Since the establishment of Hilal in 2010, each year the number of Islamic financial institutions in Kazakhstan has grown steadily. As a result, the Islamic Leasing Company, Ijara, Islamic Microfinance Company, New Finance, Islamic Insurance Company, Takaful, and others are operating on the Kazakhstan Islamic financial market. However, institutions are considered financial and non-financial institutions. There are 6 Kazakhstan universities offer several selective courses on Islamic banking, takaful, and Islamic law. They are Al-Farabi National University, El-Gumilev Eurasian National University, Turan University, New Economic University, Master Degree Course of National Bank of Republic of Kazakhstan, Estorogrov Pobyoda State University. In the recent year 2014, the National Bank of Kazakhstan (NBK) has sent an official letter to all universities in Kazakhstan to include Islamic finance basics course in list of elective discipline for economic students.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurul Ain. I would like to explain my part, which is banking in Kazakhstan. Okay, as we know, banking sector is one of the most important structure in the market economy. It's also the main driver of Islamic finance in the most country with large Sharia, including Malaysia, Bahrain, and also Saudi Arabia. Okay, banking system of Kazakhstan appeared after taking the sovereignty of country in December 1991. On 1993, in January 1993, was done the first law on bank and bank activity on Kazakh SSR. It was the first step of the banking system of the country. Okay, since 1993, the Kazakh banking system has been formally arranged into two tiers, which is with National Bank of Kazakhstan comprising the first tier, and all commercial bank, both private and state-owned, comprising the second tier. The National Bank of Republic of Kazakhstan is the central bank of Kazakhstan and present the first tier of banking system of Kazakhstan. All other banks present second tier of banking system, which is bank that not large as the main bank in the country, excluding the Development Bank of Kazakhstan that has peculiar legal status. Central Asia largest country, Kazakhstan, with a Muslim majority population of around 19 million people, is sustainably entrenching its role of becoming the region center of Islamic finance and banking. The global financial crisis of 2007 until 2009 led to a substantial transformation of the international bank. Many banks have suffered significant loss.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nafitra Fatiha binti Baba. Next, I'm going to talk about takaful in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan has adopted the first Islamic finance law in 2009, but the issue of Islamic insurance were not considered in the country. The uptake of takaful has been the slowest of all Islamic finance segments and even in the developed market. However, Kazakhstan has developed draft law for the full development for the whole infrastructure considering the introductions of takaful in the country. Despite of this, the first takaful company was established in Almaty in 2010 and later was renamed as MIS Takaful 6. In 2015 to 2016, Kazakhstan has developed a new law and all takaful firms must comply with the National Bank of Kazakhstan policy and finally have the opportunity to offer more of takaful products and acknowledged as highly skilled in the field. Meanwhile, the challenge of MIS Takaful lifetime were the lack of opportunity to offer service of mandatory insurance, the lack of understanding of Islamic insurance system among the people in Kazakhstan, too few stakeholders in the countries that are developing Islamic finance, and also the absence of the large investor.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Soleha binti Amacha. Today I will explain to you about two things, which is first sukuk in Kazakhstan and second zakat and wakaf in Kazakhstan. So first, sukuk in Kazakhstan. They have more than 60% people of Muslim in Kazakhstan. So to further develop their Islamic finance, the President of Kazakhstan has given his support to development of Islamic finance, especially sukuk in their country. In addition, at least 68 billion worth of sukuk was issued during the first half of 2012. an increase of 36% on the same period in 2011. This development helped the state of Kazakhstan develop sukuk in their country.
I will explain the next part, which is market in Kazakhstan. Market of Islamic finance in Kazakhstan is getting bigger from one year to another year, especially when they start to issuing some Islamic bond or sukuk to make their Islamic finance have a good potential. Kazakhstan market finance involved in both public and private sector, which is developed rapidly since their first Islamic loan was introduced in 2003, and the development of Islamic finance have been given strategic and legislative support by the government of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan authorities have been trying to develop Islamic finance in a country where over 70% of population are Muslim. The first Islamic bank in the region, Al Hilal, was established in 2010. It has been stated that market penetration of Islamic finance in Central Asia remain low, but Kazakhstan is ramping up its services and activities in a bid to cement its position as a region leading hub. The launch of Astana International Finance Center, which is IFC, on July 5, 2018 has helped accelerate the country development of its domestic and regional Islamic finance market. Kazakhstan increasing amount of Islamic finance activity and Islamic finance industry participant include Islamic bank, asset management company, investment fund, takaful and ritakaful, leading international Islamic financial institution, and other Islamic financial organizations.
Second, Zakat and Wakaf in Kazakhstan. In 2016, Kazakhstan has established the Ministry of Religious Affairs is to boost utilization of Islamic socio-economic instruments including Zakat and Wakaf. The cooperation between Barnas and Kazakhstan is expected can further strengthen the Zakat system in their country, while the Wakaf in Kazakhstan usually used by the company to transfer the property for these types of service to management or other taxable assets to be used for the benefit of people which are charitable purpose. Last but not least, these funds are used exclusively for the benefit of the poor, eliminating social tension and to successfully fight poverty.
Lastly, I'm going to talk about the prospect in Kazakhstan. The prospect for growth of Islamic finance in Kazakhstan are dependent on the Republic requirement for investment, its cultural openness to the specific instrument that Islamic finance can provide, and the relative attractiveness of Islamic finance to both borrower and lender. Given the commitment provided by the Kazakhstani authorities, especially at the legislative level, Islamic economy, and the implementations of Islamic instruments in the banking sector, the environments of Islamic finance in the country become more friendly, and Kazakhstan may well become a leader in the Central Asia region. These are the few updated activities that Kazakhstan did to boost the Islamic financial expansions in the country. For example, a study conducted on Islamic finance to attract Malaysian financial and investment to Kazakhstan. And other than that is some professional meeting that brought many experts from over the countries to discuss Islamic finance new topics, and some strategic planning to grow the country's fast-growing Islamic finance industry. So we can see that the Islamic finance in Kazakhstan have the potential to have the bright future ahead.